Many consultants wonder how they can effectively grow and scale their consulting business while maintaining the quality that they are known for. In fact, this actually tends to hold back a lot of people from growing because they're worried about relinquishing control. They're worried about how can they maintain the quality, the standard that they are known for. Right? How can they stay in the right light? How can they ensure that the marketplace and their clients see them as continuing to deliver great work, even though they are growing and scaling the business, which in many cases means that they're going to be less involved in that day-to-day work. So in this video, let's go through several considerations and factors that you can use and by better understanding will help you to grow and scale your consulting business while maintaining exceptional quality that you can be proud of. All right, so first thing, if you want to maintain control of everything that you're doing, if you want to have, your fingers in every jar, if you want to have your hand in every pot, if you want to be in control of every element and every phase, every stage of a consulting engagement, essentially, if you want to be the one that ensures that all the delivery is perfect and you are the one doing all the delivery, doing all the work, then you will likely remain a one-person consulting business. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I just want to make that very clear. Running a solo consulting business can be incredibly rewarding. It can be, a great way to spend your time. But in many ways, it's not really a business because everything relies on you. If you are, the type of person that thinks of themselves as an artist, right, a craftsperson, someone who really wants to master one area and you want to be involved in all of that, then a solo consulting business might be the right approach for you. And we actually have many, many clients who are very successful solo consulting business owners. The challenge is if you want to make a greater impact. If you want to be able to work with more people, if you want to be able to scale and grow beyond where you are, then doing that all yourself as one person becomes challenging. And in fact, not only do you have a ceiling on the amount of money that you can make as a solo consultant, but you also in most cases have a ceiling on the impact that you can create. And so this is what we see with many clients that we work with that come into our Clarity Coaching program. They start off as solo consultants. In fact, they often wanted to remain solo for quite some time. That's why they got into consulting. Maybe they were tired of managing other people. But after a while of kind of building up their business, they're doing well, they tend to say, hey, I'm now ready to go from a solo consultant to building a company, to building a firm, to building something that is bigger than just myself so that I can make a greater impact and I can start to grow to that next level. So knowing, where you are kind of in that spectrum, what is the right model for you is the starting point, because again, there is no right or wrong, but just recognize there are benefits to each. And if making greater impact and making more money is important to you, is something that you want to work towards and be able to help more people, then looking at how you can maintain quality as you grow the business becomes really important. And that's what we're going to go deeper into. Now, the next thing that we should call out, just because it's really important, people often have this idea that maintaining quality, right, kind of keeping exceptional levels of quality is something that that you cannot do, or that even something that maybe that you need to do. But what I would encourage you to think about and just to recognize is that even the world's biggest companies, even the most successful companies, the most profitable companies, the companies that are winning awards, the household brand names. I mean, every single company out there that you can imagine, they make mistakes. They all make mistakes, right? Think of the companies that you're using their services right now, and think about a time where something didn't go right? Something broke, a bad customer service experience, you called to get support and you're talking to robots for hours, right? All these kinds of things that feel frustrating really just go to show, they go to illustrate that no company is perfect and there's always room for improvement. So think about that for yourself too, right? Don't judge yourself and say that, well, I need to be 100% perfect all the time. I can't take steps, I can't venture out to do something new because I need to be perfect in order to succeed. There's companies that are hundreds of times bigger than you are right now, most likely, who still don't get everything right. And they have lots of resources and infrastructure and the world's quote unquote most talented people inside of those organizations, and they still make mistakes. We all do. All right, so let's get into some of the different factors and elements that you're going to want to keep in mind as you think about how you can maintain the quality, exceptional quality that you feel proud of as you grow and scale your business. So the first thing is your people, right? If you want to grow and scale, you need to recognize that you cannot do everything yourself. It is just not possible. That means you need to relinquish control, right? You want to start figuring out what elements of our offering, of our business, do I need support in, or would be the area where the greatest value can be created. And so in this video, right, we're talking about maintaining control and putting out great quality work that, again, you can feel proud of and that generates great results for your clients. So you might be thinking, well, I need to bring on people who have experience doing that. And that may or may not be the case. I'm going to get into the two different ways of thinking about bringing in people into your business. But the most important one to start with is that when you think about bringing in the right people, it comes down to a shared values and culture. You can have somebody who's exceptionally skilled in any area, but if you don't enjoy working with them, if you don't feel like you share values, that you kind of have similar beliefs, and I'm not talking about religion or your background or things like that. I'm just talking about that, for example, you value working hard, or you value speedy communication, or you value, inclusiveness, or just, putting forward your best effort, or challenging yourself, things that you can share, right? Things that you can both, whether it's a couple people or teams of people that you're all working together towards, is alignment. That is critically important, right? When people hesitate, when consulting founders hesitate to start building a team, when they maintain control themselves, when it's just you right now, it's easy to think that, oh, bringing on more people, managing them is so hard and it introduces all this complexity into the business. The truth is that doesn't need to be the case, right? That the people who say that usually are the people that have never actually built teams before, or they maybe hired a VA or one person who wasn't the best experience, they didn't get the result they wanted, and now they've created this belief that it's all like that. And it's not. I mean, I can tell you, we continue to build our team. We're up to 19 or so people today when you include different contractors and freelancers and full-time people. And even in this business, and I've been involved in multiple businesses over the years, even in this most recent business, we've made hires that didn't work out. We've learned lessons. I've made mistakes, but that's all part of it. And so if you judge, one hire and you go, that didn't work out, nothing's going to work out, you're never going to get anywhere. But if you realize that this is part of a process, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to maybe make a hire that doesn't turn out to be the right one, that's okay. That's part of it. Learn from that experience, figure out what went wrong, how could it be better, how did you maybe not set expectations the right way from the beginning, maybe you didn't focus on culture and values, you focused just too much on skill set on paper, and you just didn't have a good vibe together. Whatever it was, learn from that. All right, so we're going to come back to talk more about the types of people you're going to want to think about hiring, because people really are at the core of being able to scale and grow your consulting business while maintaining exceptional quality. But the next thing that we should address is another critical part of being able to do this successfully, and that is systems and processes. If you want to maintain quality, then you need to have a standard for quality. And because it's not only gonna be you anymore, everybody else involved needs to know, what is a standard? What does exceptional look like? What does work that we can feel proud of look like, right? What does bad work look like? What do we need to avoid? What do we need to work towards? So this can involve developing SOPs, right? Standard operating procedures. This can be checklists. This can be documentation of different sorts, but essentially you want to figure out what are the steps that we need to go through and that we take a client through from even before a project. So this might be related to your marketing, to your sales process, to your onboarding of new clients, to as you do the work, so all the different stages and phases of that actual work that you do with clients, all the way through offboarding when the project is finished, right? You document all those different pieces so that there's now a standard, there's now a set way of doing something, and those systems and processes will be updated, should be updated, and should be improved over time. But now when you have that, you're taking what's in your mind, right? You have a standard for quality. You have what the outcome or the output, right, the deliverable should look like, and you get it onto paper. And so now others that you bring on, they're not just going off of what they know, they're going off of what you've set as the standard. And it doesn't mean that there can't be any adjustments or experimentation, or that you're never going to try and improve what you have, but at least you have a starting point that everybody is aligned on. And this is often missing. When I look at a lot of consulting clients and different consulting founders who are looking to scale their business, they're just doing stuff without a clear plan, right? They don't have any kind of real documentation, SOPs. And so as they bring on new people, they actually find it really hard to train new people. They find it really hard to maintain standards because they haven't set any standards. Now, if you are a serious and committed consulting founder, if you have a long-term mindset and you're ready to take your business to the next level and you have the ability to make an investment in growing your consulting business, and you'd like to learn how you can actually put the right systems and processes and strategy in place to significantly improve, increase your profit, your revenue, and the growth of your business in a way that supports the ideal lifestyle that you want to have, then reach out because we'd love to have a conversation with you and explore whether our Clarity Coaching program would be the right program to do that. We've worked with almost 1,000 consultants, helping them to add 6 and 7 figures to their annual revenues through the process, through the framework that we teach inside of the Clarity Coaching program. You can click on the link below this video, or you can head over to consultingsuccess.com, click on the coaching button, read all the information there, book a call, and let's have a conversation to explore how we might be able to help you. All right, so the next thing that you're gonna wanna look for is what model are you using inside of your business? If you have a very custom model, meaning that you are developing custom solutions, right? Every client is the majority of the work you're doing for each client is quite different, right? That's the nature of kind of custom consulting or custom project work. Then you will likely need to think about hiring more senior people. Doesn't mean you have to hire them full-time right away, but you'll likely need more senior people because custom projects and custom work requires more experience. It requires, the ability to do more analysis, to be essentially a higher level, thinking partner. So if you put a junior person into a custom project, they often struggle because they don't have the experience to know how to actually deliver the custom result or the solution, or to kind of think on their feet as somebody who's more experienced and has deeper expertise, like a senior person or somebody that has more senior level experience. And so you need to understand that if your model is doing custom work and you're looking to grow and scale while maintaining quality, and you recognize you're going to remove yourself or need to remove yourself from parts of doing that day-to-day work, then you likely are going to need to think about what does that look like from a cost perspective, from a commitment perspective, right? And how can you get senior people involved in the delivery? Now, the opposite to that, or the other approach, is if your model and if your offer is more productized, right? The benefit of a productized offer, and we have other videos on this channel about productization. We also have a lot more resources on consulting success. Check out the link below for more resources on how to productize your consulting business or how to productize your offer. But the benefit of productization is that you're setting a very clear standard. You're solving essentially a very defined problem with a defined approach to the solution, right? There's a lot less variability. There's a lot less customization. And so because of that, you're able to create much clearer documentation around how you go through the process of delivering that outcome for the client, because it's productized. It's a series of steps you have defined before the project even begins. That's the nature of productization, which means that in almost all cases, you can actually be very successful with productization with people who have more junior level experience, because they're able to follow the manual. They're able to follow kind of the book, the guide, the systems, the processes that you lay out for them. And as long as they do those things and they have the skill set or the required or the ability to learn those things, you can be very successful. They can be very successful with that productized model. All right, so the final piece as it relates to growing and scaling your consulting business while maintaining quality of exceptional work that you can be proud of is metrics, right? You want to establish the metrics for success. You want to establish the metrics that you as a company are going to kind of track and to measure and to stay on top of. So these might be metrics like, what is the amount of time that you're spending on any given project? What is the profitability of the project, right? Your margin. Are you getting referrals from that client? Are you going from an initial piece of work and doing more work, so selling deeper into that organization? What is the renewal rate? What is if you're tracking, for example, maybe an NPS, a net promoter score, or some kind of a customer satisfaction score? Those are things you could track. So whatever the metrics are that are relevant to you and to your business that would help you to understand and to see that you are delivering the level of quality and service and outcome that both you and your client, would feel great about, you figure out what those metrics are and you track them. And you track them consistently. They should be reviewed at minimum once a week, right? With you and your team to go over them to make sure that you're on track. Any adjustments that you need to make to improve, right? That those get planned and action gets taken. But if you're not tracking, it's very hard to make sure that you're actually making the progress that you want. And if the goal is to maintain a certain level of quality, then you need to know how you can track to see, are you actually maintaining that level of quality. All right, I hope you have found this video helpful. On the screen or somewhere below, you will be able to find out when our next videos are coming up. Click on them, be sure to subscribe and get notified then every time we put out a new video. We have a ton of additional videos on how to grow and scale your consulting business, how to deal with your pricing strategies, client situations, marketing, building your authority, everything to help you to grow and take your consulting business to the next level.